Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making japchae. For this dish we need a specific noodle. These are Korean vermicelli noodles and they're made with sweet potato flour, so they are gluten-free and you can find them in your Asian market. So let's start building a sauce. For the sauce we need to smash and mince up 2 cloves of garlic, just giving this a nice little choppity chop into a nice fine mince, and we can pop this into a large bowl along with 2 tablespoons of sugar, 3.5 tablespoons of regular soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame seeds, and a half teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. Give that a little whisk and set that aside. For the vegetables, we need to slice up half of a sweet onion just into thin slices. We're going to julienne up 2 small carrots. You know my love for rainbow carrots. Just cutting on the bias into big planks and then cutting into matchsticks. We also need a bell pepper for this, just a half of one. I'm splitting that in half as well and then cutting into strips just to make the strips a little bit smaller. 2 scallions, just slicing down the whites and then cutting the scallions into 2-inch pieces. We also need some shiitake mushrooms, so I have 4 mushroom caps, slicing into 1/4-inch pieces, and you can use dried as well. Just squeeze out as much water as possible. Next up, we have 6 ounces of beef. You could also use pork, slicing that into thin slices as well. And I've sectioned these off into separate trays in the order I'm going to cook them. Now, over on the stove, we have a pot with 5 cups of water. We're going to cook our vermicelli noodles for 6 minutes. Take them out, strain out all that water, rinse under cold water to remove any excess starch. Then we're going to pop them in a large bowl. And these are pretty long noodles, so we're going to cut these into 7 to 8-inch pieces just to make it easier to eat. So just using clean kitchen shears and going in and giving that a little haircut. We're going to add in 3 tablespoons of our sauce, mix this together until all that sauce is coating all of our noodles. Now in that same pot, we are going to blanch 5 ounces of spinach in 2 cups of simmering water. And since spinach is mostly water, this is going to wilt down really quickly. Then we're going to drain this out, squeeze out as much water as possible, and let that cool down. While it's cooling down, we're going to separate the white and yolk of 1 egg, because we're going to use this for our garnish. And over on the stove in a small non-stick pan, we are going to cook up the whites and the yolks separately into just a little flat pancake. So just going in with the white first, and this should set up pretty quickly. You want to do this over low heat because we don't want the whites to brown up. This is going to be our garnish and we want it to be beautiful, bright, and white. And the same thing with the yolks as well. So once the white is cooked, go in with your yolk. And once that's cooked through, we're going to roll this up and cut this into nice thin strips and put these into separate little containers, and we'll use these for garnish for our japchae. Now that our spinach is cooled down, we're going to add a teaspoon of kosher salt and just roughly chop this. Set that aside as well. Now in that same pot, we're going to add a 1/2 tablespoon of neutral oil, and we're going to stir fry our noodles for 4 minutes. It's going to change the texture. It's going to make them a little more bouncy, a little bit more chewy. But save that bowl, we're going to use that later. Once the noodles are stir fried, we're going to add that right back into that same bowl. Adding in another 1/2 tablespoon of oil, and now we're going to stir fry our carrots, but only for a minute. We want some crunchiness to our vegetables. That's one of the beautiful things about japchae, is that you get the soft noodle and these crunchy vegetables. After a minute, we're going to make some room and tip in our onions. And we're just going to stir fry that until the onions just start getting translucent. Seasoning with a little bit of salt before adding in our bell peppers and our scallions, and only letting this stir fry for 30 seconds to 45 seconds and tipping that into the same bowl as our noodles. Now we're going to cook our beef, so another 1/2 tablespoon of neutral oil, and our beef and our mushrooms go in, and you only want to cook the beef until it's medium rare. Or you can do it to whatever doneness you like as well, adding in 2 tablespoons of our sauce as well, and just cooking that through. And then we can dip this into the same bowl, and you'll notice the bowl has changed because I am notorious for picking the wrong size. We're going to add in the rest of the sauce and our spinach, and you can go in with tongs to mix this, but the real ones go in with their hands. It is hot though, so just be careful. So give this a really thorough mix, and then place this in your favorite bowl. Garnish with our egg white and our egg yolk, and this is looking so beautiful. All these colors pop so beautifully. So now let's go ahead and give this a taste. First giving this little mix so we get a little bit of everything. The noodles are chewy, bouncy, and have picked up that sauce. You get that rich beef flavor, you get the crunch from the vegetables. That sauce runs throughout this entire dish, and it really is just about the flavors and ingredients in this dish. It's super clean, it's super delicious, it's super wonderful, but there it is. Japchae. I hope you all try to make this in your home. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I really do appreciate every single one of you. If you like this video, give it a like. If you loved it, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell because I put out new videos every Thursday. Thank you so much again. And until next time, happy cooking.